All right, all right. Welcome again, people, to MG Sports TV, and hope you guys are having a good night. As all I know, Axa, the captain of the Jamaica College Manning Cup team, Xavier Davidson, has joined us tonight. Enough I want to ask me for, I want to ask me for other players as well. And as time goes by, I bring them on one by one. Can't bring on everybody one time, people. So I say go. So I hope say Ono can be respectable, understanding, and listen to a young man who's very well articulated, express himself and understand where he's coming from and where his journey is going so far. So without further ado, I know that I'm going to come to say with my chatty mode. Let me see. Let me bring on the man of the moment. Where is the link? Where's the link? Come up no link. Come up now. Come no link. All right. Xavier Davidson, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? And thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I am doing good actually. A lot of work, but you don't know, so I might think that football, and more so football. So we're not gonna waste some time because you don't know, so me not gonna ask you for an interview. I would waste some idle time and all for idle talk again, right? Enough idle talk again, right? But for sure,
Yeah.
we want to hear from you most definitely. How old are you? That's not the first question.
I'm 18. I'm turning
18.
19. Yeah, turning 19 in March.
March. Oh, so that was actually last season of
Yeah, this is my
schoolboy
last season.
football. Yeah, interesting. At what age did you actually start Jamaica College?
Well, I came in first farm when I was about 14, 13 or 14.
Oh,
And I played Pepsi for those 2 years. And I've been representing Jamaica College ever since first farm. So, it's not nothing that I'm not used to, being competing and everything.
from first form. And funny enough, a lot of people ask why JC as a recruiter, you can't find few players who are come from first from Pepsi come right up. That is the notion of always a here. And basically, we just do you kind of debunk that. I think Blake did the same as well.
Yeah.
Debunk the old narrative that them not really, see players that come from the youth system go straight through a purchase of players as the quotation, what them say. Lovely. So, as I said, I'm going to ask you some similar questions, and then now we're going to give some freestyle. So everybody in the comment section, please, guys, as I said, go in the comment section, people, participate, ask a question, ask your question. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. Fresh guy, Jim Ricketts, bless up. Paul. All right, so for my question is Reese Silverware. No, before I do that, when did football start for you?
Well, football started in prep school. It was just something that I enjoyed doing in prep school. But, as I got older, my love for the sport grew. And it became a passion where I wanted to turn it into a career.
Oh.
So that's where I'm right now.
And which prep school did you start playing football at?
Queen's Prep, it wasn't really one of the top schools, but, I did
Oh,
my best for them. Competed and everything. So,
interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. So as I said, it started off when you were younger at prep school level. Then my time
yeah.
that I couldn't play ball, so just run down and kick.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. At that time, it wasn't really about, winning. It was kind of enjoying yourself more than anything else. Because, it was an extracurricular activity. So,
okay. Just run up and down, yeah?
yeah, score
Yeah, man.
goals.
I understand. So when is it that you ever hold on your first silverware in football?
My second year at JC, I won all island, and I won. Obviously, that would mean that I would have to win the championship that year under 14. So I
Oh,
won under 14 the championship and all island in second form.
oh, interesting. So that was the first taste of what glory feels like, right? Mm.
Yeah, and I won it with my partner. Romy and Blake was also there. So that's another first farm thing.
Oh,
Second
oh.
farm. Yeah.
Nice. Interesting. You see, when I taste glory that young, you kind of get hungry feet.
Yeah. And that year, JC also won the Manning Cup titles and coast titles as well. So that we was kind of sweeping it. I think it was only one trophy we didn't win that year. Out
Which
of the
which year
whole
was
year.
that?
2017.
Oh. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
2017. Have you always been a captain type of person where you're the leader? Have you always been that type of person, or this is the first time you're captain of
Well,
the team?
this is not the first time I've been captain in a team, actually. I've captained my club team, which is Ligani
Mm-hmm.
United. But I'm not going to tell a lie, I've not always been the captain type of player. I've always been a leader to myself and know what's right and do what's right. But I've never been that person to kind of, push it out. So the more that I've been at Jamaica College and, the relationship that I've built with everybody, I've just grown as a person to become the leader that I am today.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, I wasn't really outspoken or anything like that. And even now, I don't think I'm that much outspoken, like outside of everything. I might, I'm a very jokeful person and everything, but I don't really think that I'm that outspoken. But now I just try to make my leadership show on the field. I might not be like that kind of aggressive shouting leader, to always be talking and everything, but I make my actions show.
Oh, so sound like you're a type of Lionel Messi type of leader.
Yeah, I'm writing Odegaard.
So you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
You see, people, a baller no, hey, a baller support Arsenal, no people. A baller support Arsenal. So all I know, no Manchester United, no this, I know Chelsea who get beaten from Fulham and something there. I say go.
Yeah. Today, even today with the Fulham match, I watched the first half, and Arsenal wanted to get Joe Felix, so he was the reason I was even watching that match, and he looked positive in the first half. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Me did not watch it. I say, they no look good none at all. In my perspective, they no look good at not one bit. But
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think Felix was the only bright spot.
Yeah, it was the only bright spot.
Felix to me was only the bright spot.
True.
Yeah.
As I said, I was loving it. Me did I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yo, we got through our rough time already now. For them to
Years. Luckily, you got your you start supporting at the rough time, so you're supposed to know the tough.
I remember the first year I started really supporting Arsenal was the last year in Champions League. I'll get the 10-2 from Bayern. That really, that kind of showed me what was yet to come for the side.
Yeah. Well, at least you come experience some of you experience some of the good times now. You get enough of the bad times, and now you experience the good times. So someone come and ask a question. Are you currently playing for any club?
Well, I'm not playing for a Premier League club. I am registered to Ligani United, which is a Super League team, but of course the competition hasn't started as yet. But I'm still doing my training, and as you know, all money has started already. So we trained yesterday and everything. So that's where it is right now.
Oh, so at Ligani. So that means you're playing in the Casafa Championship.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That means I gotta say then, man. I'm supposed to. I made the coverage for the Casafa game, so definitely me I gotta see it. I think the first time I see even Zane Pinnock was when I played for Real Mona. Yeah, that was the first time I see Zane Pinnock. I mean, I said that boy are bad. Yeah. So interesting, very very interesting. So how long have you been playing for Ligani?
I started playing for Ligani actually after the year after. No, actually the same year that I won the All Island and Under 14 Championship, because I only trained with JC, and after that, as I wanted to take football seriously, my Pepsi coach suggested that I find a club, and Ligani was just down the road, and the owner of Ligani, like the run, Andre Virtue, who's my mentor, my coach right now, I have a good relationship outside of football with him, because the church that I went to, he was also one of the pastors over there, so he just told me that I could come to Ligani, and it's just been uphill from there.
Oh, so you're a church going type of person. Oh, interesting.
I haven't really been recently, because of football and everything. I haven't really been in it. I know I have my relationship with God and everything, but I'm not consistent with it anymore. But I still pray, and I have my relationship. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. My apologies. My internet just do a madness for me a while ago. From there, because I play some FIFA, I beat some boy bad today, and internet drop. I beat somebody CMT. I think I beat Duncan, Denzel. Bad, I beat him bad. I have about 5-2.
Oh, yeah.
About 60 minutes and the internet guy cut off for me. And then he turned around and beat me.
Yeah, I see I post on the victory them still now, but mama feeling like say the time them you win you're showing because I know say enough time you lose still.
No man, alright, so when I lose I post them. Anytime I lose I post them. I never play from yesterday I never play now. I'm lose about 4 match from yesterday until now. And me post,
Well,
I think me post, the big beat them, me post the big beat them when me get. Like, he beat me 7-3 and he beat me 6-4. And me post that. But the other, the other two beat them like 2-1 and 3 and take a 4-3. So that is close. I'm not about to post that. But when me beat him, all of my beat them, me I flag him hard. Me I give some big beat. So
well,
I didn't like that, you know.
Practice now.
One time he cut off a game for we know. He cut off a game for one at a time. But him can play still. Me not like him can really play. But
well,
me have some more being for job tonight.
May I make you go and practice? May I make you go and practice, man, and show your class?
Yeah, I say me go and practice. Xbox or PS, yeah.
The man when you're playing now, practice with me, you know. So just when you're ready, just shout me.
Xbox or PS, yeah.
PS4, but if it's 23, yeah.
No, me not get a 23 yet. Me not rich like you know. So
no, sir, no. A PS4 man, a PS5.
But the PS the 23 can cross play. 23 can cross play. So when me get the 23 still, what me I gonna do still? Me I gonna win the Division 1 first because you play online.
Yeah.
Which division are there?
Online Ultimate Team. As we say, me used to be a one-time game.
Okay. So you mostly play Ultimate Team.
Yeah, I play Ultimate Team, but because I'm money cup and everything, I never get to play. So I'm just kind of get back into the groove, you know.
Oh, all right. So me I go and practice then. I go and practice. Yeah, I know people tell me I say go and practice and be that me hold for that. Until when I really play me, I say, jeez. Yeah, man, until I really play me.
I chat, man. I chat. I love FIFA. You may be better than me, but I saw me stay.
No, man, me not good, man. Me can't help myself. me can't help myself. All right, so you play Coles for JC, right?
Yeah, I played Coles.
How was the time playing Coles for JC, and how difficult was it to make the Coles team?
Well, I made even though I made both years, my first year wasn't as easy as my second one because I didn't get a lot of game time, you know. Initially, I was starting, but somebody came on and, you know, they started performing more than me. And seeing that it was my first year, I kind of used it as a learning experience more than anything else. So I just watched and used that the learning things that I got from that year to go to the second year. And I played every game for the second year, and I also got the Player of the Year for that year.
Wow, so interesting. You are that outstanding. That's lovely.
Yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't anything that was like, you know, because normally at JC we have like a little award ceremony and everything, about the Players of the Year for each sport, you know, the academic year and everything. But because of COVID, we never get to have that. So after I didn't even know until recently. They tell me that I have my name on the trophy and everything, and I just have to go and collect it now.
Oh, okay, understood. How you balance schoolwork and football? You ever experienced, as I would call it, sleep on book? In my days, I'm in a class. I'm in a class. I'm just training in the evening, then do one training session in the early morning, and then I'm in a class. I'm in the pan. Yeah. Well, you experienced any of that, and how you balance it?
Well, I don't think I've ever experienced any of that to say, because, you know, in first farm we didn't have any training in the morning. It was just after school and everything, and the workload wasn't as much, so it kind of groomed me. So the more every year that passed by, the work got harder, and, you know, the training got harder as well. So it gradually went up. So it wasn't like this big turn for me, you know. And as I said, I've been doing it from prep school, and I think the main thing is to have a good relationship with the teachers and everything, because I personally, I'm just somebody that, you know, play football. Might give like a problem and everything, but I don't really give trouble. So I have my good relationship with the teachers and everything, and they know me. So they would have just helped me outside of school. So, you know, I would have just said, miss, you know, say I'm training today. If you can give me a next day for handling this, or you can give me some extra class or anything, and they'll understand, you know, because, you know, JC's culture is really a sports as well as academic. So they would be at the matches as well. So they would see me and they would know and they would cheer for me and everything. So that's just them being there for me and everything.
Oh, understood. Nicholas Paul asks, what exactly are you studying at school?
Pardon?
What exactly are you studying at school?
Oh, business. When I did CXC, I got all of my subjects. I got all of my 8 subjects, and then
how much subjects?
8.
8 CXCs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Cape lower 6, I got all of those as well, and they're business based.
How much Capes?
4 to 4.
Okay. So you're sitting on 12 subjects, basically.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Yeah, I try my best, even though my career path is football, they always, as I was being told from my coming up, you always have to have a plan B, so I ensure that my academics are up there as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the business field now.
Oh, interesting. And that's good, because if you're pursuing football and you want to keep in the in the close enclosement of football, aspiring business as well would be actually a good venture whilst playing football.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I definitely took those things into consideration as well because, obviously a lot of footballers now, they're entrepreneurs, Them have their own business, them have their own clothing line, they always have them some little thing to make money outside of football.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that was my mindset going into all of that.
KS Sports said, which football club is your dream club to play for?
Arsenal, I'm not going to lie. And
Arsenal.
it used to be a point where Arsenal or Real Madrid, because Real Madrid to me is is obviously the most decorated club, but Arsenal, it was more of a fact like, I was in first form, my team Arsenal were struggling, and in second form they were struggling. So I wanted to kind of come up and be that guy to kind of transfer them, but obviously they made the transformation before I become a professional footballer. So now it's just for me to be able to play for them and win the Champions League that them desire. So I would have to say Arsenal.
How you come about supporting Arsenal?
Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't any deep situation or anything like that. I was just watching. I remember it was an Arsenal and Man U match that year, and Ozil and Sanchez were playing for Arsenal, and I just loved the kind of players that they were, and the energy that they brought. And as much as Arsenal weren't really winning, they always played like Wenger football, the pretty football, So that just dragged me to them.
Interesting. Question: how long have you been a centre back? Have you always been a centre back?
Well, from I've been at JC, I've always been a defender. In prep school, as I said, my school wasn't the most competitive. So as somebody with a little bit of quality, you would have been the star player. So I was really everywhere, everywhere playing everywhere. When I reached JC, it's actually a funny story how I became a defender at JC. So everybody, JC is a school that every footballer wants to go to when they go to high school. So I was there for my first prep training, and the coach said, "Attackers come over here, midfielders right here, and defenders come over here." So I see 100 man go over attack, 100 man go in midfield, and about 4 man go defense. So me say, if me go defense, I have to make it. Because if I have enough money.
Right choice.
Yeah. So I went as a right back. It was only 2 right backs at the time, so I wasn't even worried if I was going to make it or not, because I was the only one that there. And I played the match, and I realized that it was fun for me and everything, And the coach liked how aggressive I was in certain situations, because even if somebody goalkeeper kick out the ball high, I wasn't afraid for head it out, because some of the man would have afraid, So me would have met the tackle him and everything again, and him say, "Yeah man, you're a good right back." And ever since then I've just been a defender. Transferred to centre back at under 16 level, because I was a right back at Pepsi, and I turned to centre back at under 16 level.
Oh.
So yes, ever since then.
Very interesting. So you actually made a calculated decision in that aspect, and we can tell us that probably that one decision is probably what makes you the person that you are today.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you could have made the move and say I go striker, because everybody wants to score a goal, and then now you realize the other someone and they better yet striker, and then you just kind of fade away, nobody really see again. So when you make the decision there, you made the best decision at that point in time that you said that can suit you, and it turned out to be the better decision in the long run, which is actually quite good.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you realize in my game today that I still have a lot of attacking movements in me as well. You see me up on the field and the right wing sometimes.
True, yeah.
So, and knowing that that's how football is turned into, the centre back defenders even have to do everything. So I try my best to kind of mold my game around that as well.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so somebody said they say in the CC game they saw your right back. They saw the quality that you have at right back. Now, I'm not gonna jump to the game there yet. We're gonna discuss your partnership with Romeo and Blake. That partnership that you have with Romeo and Blake. How you guys seem to have a general understanding of each other. How did you guys develop that partnership?
Well, as I say, it's coming from first, even though it wasn't always 2 centre back pairing, because I remember even the under 16 match where, as I said, I got the player of the year that year. Romeo was playing strike that year, so it was always centre back to centre back. But as I said, I knew him from first on and everything. I know how much of a good person he is. I off the field, where I have a good friendship with a brotherhood, so it's just been then. And I know that if I make a mistake, he'll be there for me, and if he makes a mistake, I'll be there for him. So it's just something like that.
Oh, cause Romain tell me say when I'm a little bit, struggle for getting that team, cause him fat. So just a little bit fat.
I remember even a point where he was even playing golf as well.
Yeah, do
Yeah, and then he focused back on the football and everything. I just love how he transformed, because everybody knew the quality that he had, but he didn't really have that professional instinct in him. And ever since he started taking it serious, he's been a different player, and I respect him a lot, because he has taught me a lot this year.
Yeah, because I've noticed both of you guys, like without even knowing, like I don't know when to interchange, when to switch up the player, when one go one step back. I mean, it's like there's a strong understanding between both of them, and that's actually a very good combination. I would definitely say. So spoke about your Pepsi years, spoke about the years you had at Coles. Now, how much seasons of Money Cup did you play?
I played 2, because unfortunately my first year was ruined by COVID, so I didn't get to play that year. We were training at first to play that season, but we got the message that season won't be keeping this year, so I didn't get to play that year. So I just tried my best to keep fit and keep in shape, because I also used the COVID year to kind of train myself as well. I was training for the whole of COVID, so I even saw that as a positive part of my journey, because that's the time that I really focused and said, this is what I want to do in my life. I want to become a professional footballer.
Oh, that was during that time period they really make that decision.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Now, let's move now to the we're getting into the Money Cup now. Since you're playing football, which game you have played and you said this game was one of the best game I've played in my career, in my footballing life?
I in my footballing life, I would have to say, I'm not gonna say this is the best, but this is the one that stood out for me the most. My first Money Cup game, when I played against Calabar last year, I didn't think the game went as we planned. I don't think the team played like we should have. I think there was a lot of nerves going into the team, because a lot of us, it was our first year Money Cup and everything. And I just, outside of how I played, I just liked how my mentality was, because even though it was my first game as everything, I thought I was one of the stand-up players that game, and I really look at that game as, something that I can really start my Money Cup, like, season off of, and it just went up from there, because I continued that season, and I think I had a pretty good season, my first season and everything, so I think that first game was the one that kickstarted it all.
Okay. As a defender, how important is it for you to maintain your concentration throughout the 90 minutes? And what strategy do you use to maintain your concentration throughout the 90 minutes?
Well, I try to talk as much. I try to keep my teammates in the game. I have teammates that would talk to me as well. So even like when there's a point in laps, would I talk to each other to kind of keep us on and everything. And as a defender, I understand that, it's an unforgiving position, because the strikers will be there. If the strikers miss 2 chances, then it will be alright. But if a defender makes 1 mistake, it's a goal. So I kind of understand that, and I grew to understand that that's what the position is. So it just makes me be focused.
Oh, interesting. That's actually good. In regards to, because I know a lot of players who they are very good players, but them suffer from concentration, like them laps within the game. Like moments of the game, then laps and the ball apart, and them really just react. As a defender, which coach would you say that play a big part in your life, and this coach particular changed my view as a defender?
As a defender, all right. So as a defender, Donald Stewart, Coach Foley, he was my under 16 coach. I could say that as a defender, he was one that really helped mold me. Maybe not the full player that I am today, but I can say he was really there as a defender in my under 16 years.
Which foot do you use, left or right?
I want to say both, but right. right. I'm still working on my left foot, to be as comfortable, but right.
Question. This is kind of what do you call it? A challenge type of question. Last ditch tackle upon the 90 minutes. Your team will win 2-1. A last ditch tackle upon the 90 minutes. versus. I mean, the last touch like clear the ball, a clear way play on the ball, no clean.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry about that, my mic gone a while ago. Versus a header goal of the next end. You don't win the game already, but you score a goal.
Alright, so if you change, alright, you see, if you did say that header maybe win the game, I would have said the header for win the game. But
Yeah.
the fact that you said we don't win, I guess said the last is tactical. Because I don't know if you realize, throughout my 2 years of playing Money Cup, I've had a lot of goal line clearances,
Yeah.
and I put my body on the line a lot because I enjoy defending, So I would have to say the tackle to save it, to keep it 2-1. It has to be that.
All right. See, you said something a while ago, right? Not many people say it. You say enjoy defending. This is the question. What about defending that you love so much? What is it that, as a defender, you really love to defend, or you really enjoy defending? What is it? What specific?
Alright, so one thing that I can say stood out on me defending is obviously the goal line curses, the feeling that you feel after you just saved a goal that was bound to score. But obviously, I like to be that person because I know there's a lot of talented footballers in Money Cup this year, but that feeling that you get, taking the ball from somebody that has a lot of quality, that feeling, that you make a slide tackle, the whole crowd reel up. That's the kind of things that
Okay, funny enough, because I'm gonna go to your Instagram. There's a particular picture you post up when it was a 1v1 with you and Shaka. It was a 1v1 with you and Shaka. So when I say you like defending, and when I said that a while ago, it just bring me right back to that. And I said, okay, so these are the type of players that they like to play against because they test you as a defender. They test what you can do as a defender. Alright, so we're gonna roll, since we jump on the top of them, we're gonna roll coming to the Money Cup season and this year's schoolboy football season. How would you say, out of scale of 1 to 10, would be you would rank your performance this season on a scale of 1 to 10?
My performance, it's hard for me not to say 10 because we won 2 trophies, but being the person that I am, I like to judge myself, and I'm somebody that use my mistakes, to learn from it, and I don't run away from my mistakes. So I can say it wasn't a perfect season for me individually. I know it was a really good season, but there's obviously a lot of moments in the games that I know I could have done better in. After every game, even though I play good, I might have had one mistake, or even if it's rare mistakes, those things really, look back at me, because even if I have a really good game, at the end of the game, I would still be thinking about that one thing that happened and everything. So I'm not going to say 10, but it was I would say 7.
7?
Yes.
Cha. Our Blake said 7 point. Oh no, wicked to say. Hey, well, nothing's wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that, Sel. High demand of oneself is kind of good. That's how you get the better for yourself. So that's actually a good attribute.
If you ask me about Blake, I would say 10. Because Blake had an excellent season.
but even that's a 10 for you. Even that's a 10 for you. Can't make it. Me ask him a question. And say, what best player you play with in the Money Cup squad? And then listen to the whole squad. So I said,
no, the squad. As much as people might not see, a lot of the players off the field, you only see the 11 that play, but everybody has their role. Everybody helps everybody in one way or another. So everybody's important.
But alright, so when I play school, my first year at Dakar Cup, I can without a doubt say the best player on the team was Sole Makala. He was me have to ask a question. And the reason for that, and how me feel it, because he must strike, me a strike. Me up on the bench and me have to watch him a strike. And I couldn't take him on game. I couldn't take him game. I want him, I could do better on him. It's just that I can run more than him. I fast on him and I fit on him. But he's way ahead in regards to superiority, quality, technical ability, finishing, football. He have everything over me. So I couldn't take him game. Evidence that this man was the best player in the team. Hands down, without a doubt. So me can answer that. But when you leave, I'm going to look back and say, no, so the boy I'm really, really good though. Alright, so question, moving back to somebody asked me really the striker kick with him the ball. Yeah,
Nunes.
Darren Nunes. Yeah, our Bridget. Nunes, our Bridget. So this season in Manning Cup, who would you say is a striker that really, really give you some trouble this season. I said that striker is a very good striker.
Playing against him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so obviously, the big names, like Whisper, Shaka, and all of those names and everything. But I don't know. In the KC match, I didn't have a lot of duels against Whisper.
No, because he play wide.
Yeah. So obviously, I can't say he was my biggest challenge. But my biggest challenge would have to be I'd say Omar Reed or Andre Salaman. Both of them play for Stats. I think they were two quality players. They gave us a hard time because we played Stats 3 times and we beat them, but. None of the games are easy. All of the games are, close, nail-biting games. So I have to say one out of those two guys.
That's Omar Reed or Andre Salaman.
Yeah, Omar Reed is 11 and Salaman is 12.
Yeah, man, I know. But them problematic for real. Yeah, them really I think the intensity with them press with. Yeah, I think that and there are two players I realize that like you know play FIFA. I have these two strikers where them press high, them press hard and aggressive, and when they receive the ball, them so dangerous. Them can kick from far out, they can run up. So
that's the problem because even as a left footer, Omar Reed will still go up on the right side. Andre Solomon, even though he's short and young, he's just a menace. I tell you, man, he couldn't give me a break.
Understandable. So this season, which team would you say would have been the toughest game you have played this season?
It's only one game I've in my mind. Like, it have to be the CC game, because even though I feel like if we play them again, it would be a completely different scoreline, But on the day, we weren't there on the day, and I have to say that game was the hardest one for me. Because even after that game, even though I think I had a good game, personally, I think after that game I was done. I was tired.
Yeah.
As a team,
the same thing, Blake said. So I'm gonna see if I get the same answer as well. Would you pay $10,000 for watch JC play back CC again?
Yeah, man, because I tell you, JC is not me alone, man, it's the whole team. And that is another thing, the positive with this all-manning, is another chance for us, even though it's not CC, it would be have CC players and have Black Caster, to prove back what we want to show them.
The vengeance is still a night, They look yeah. Yeah, man, me understand that. What you think that made that game so difficult for you guys?
I'm not somebody for excuses. I thought we played a very hard game a couple of days before, and to have a quality game like that, an intense game like that a couple of days after with a quality, to me, one of the best teams in schoolboy football, is really unfair, But it has happened already. I think that they were just up for it more. Mentally we weren't there. So that's what happened that day. But they played. I have to give them props. That was the way how they control the game and the quality that they had, even knowing that it's a final, all-island final, and at the whole ease they were at playing as well. Because I have to give them props. I respect the team after that game because I didn't really have a lot of understanding about them. So that made me really understand what kind of team they are.
Yeah. They are very much a very good team. All right, so somebody asked a question. What is the feeling, or what was the feeling in the final when you step up to take the penalty? How were you feeling in that final? How were you feeling at that point in time?
Boy. I think I was the calmest person at JC because normally I know my quality in terms of taking penalties, but when everybody's training, I'm not there taking any penalty. So when everybody sees Xavier step up, they're like Xavier step up, because you have people like Michael who's a good penalty taker and everything.
Yeah.
But I just thought in that moment, I think I had to be the one to step up, even though I know that there would have been maybe a little chance that I would miss, I had to use my leadership skills there and step up to know that even if something happened, I would be the one that, that took the blame. But I was confident in myself, I don't know if you saw how when I walked up, how calmly I looked and everything. And even the reaction I gave after the penalty, I was really calm about the situation.
Okay. With me say, I'm not shit my drawers.
And that the weird thing about that has been the first penalty I've ever taken in
really?
Penalty shootout, yeah.
Wow.
Other than I played a competition in my club, but that has been the first televised, big penalty shootouts I've been in. So
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Me know me not take none. Me be last man to take it. Me not take none. You must be mad. That and then no, so me can't manage the pressure there. Me play some idle ball game. Me can't manage the pressure there.
I think, how I approach even football overall, I think that was better for me, to how I approach football, that made me more calm about the situation. So, because I don't approach football as, if I'm perfect or anything. I know I'm not perfect. So, I just, would I look back, I just didn't want it to be a case because even last year for the KC match, unfortunately we lost on penalties, and I had that regret about, suppose I took a penalty, it could have been different. So, I knew even before the season that if I had a big penalty to take, I would have to take out of that. So,
as a captain, nothing. That's
that's it.
actually a good. That's actually a very good trait as a captain. Stepping up, taking control of the situation, calming down everyone, putting the penalty away, let everyone feel that confident. For the Manning Cup final, how confident were you guys going to the Manning Cup final, knowing that you guys have played these guys before? Yes, it was a tough game. You guys have played against them, but you have defeated them already. Going to the Manning Cup final, was there a sense in which you guys were cautious, or you guys were a bit confident?
All right, with the quality that we know we have, we're always confident, but it wasn't over until we win for sure in the final whistle blow. So, like, it was always in our heads that we definitely can win it, but we haven't won it yet. So it was always a professional mindset from the team, and like, work hard, training hard, and training. And the thing is, seeing that we're unbeaten the whole season, it kind of showed us and gave us that reassurance to know that we're unbeaten for a reason, and we just need to have one more game to put all of that season to bed.
That's interesting. That's really interesting because let me tell you, man, that final was, as a neutral. People that say me a JC fan, people say me a Stats fan, people say me a whole different fan. Me a CC fan, me a Dintil fan, me a JC fan, me a Stats fan. Me a fan for everybody apparently. But I say go still, me show me support not because me come from a particular school. Means say at the only school me I support. One thing for sure, me I go support everybody because I strongly believe say there are so much talent in Jamaica, and believe me, say me go places go see talent. We never know would be there, and me I support everybody. I'm love the fact say this year, this schoolboy football year, this season, I think the players had a professional like approach to the season. I'm not sure what I'm not sure because of the extent of the coverage that the other media outlets were doing. Could be that could be the case where everyone is pushing a bit harder to be seen, to be noticed, so that we can be remembered, and that's actually a very good trait. And I love the fact that we get that from the schoolboy season. Now let's move away from that. Let's move away from that. You as an individual, what is your
you might mute.
Yeah, outside of football, inside of school and outside of school, as someone in the comment section asked.
What's my what?
Your relationship, or are you treated? What is your relationship with your family, your friends, outside and inside of school?
Well, first I can start it inside of school. Ever since I've been there in first time, I wasn't really one of those standout players in football. You always had a big name under 14 players. I wasn't one of those guys, but the fact that I was on the team and everything, I don't have my ratings and everything from, certain people, because I'm from first time I've been like a kind person, so like I would always have people that respect me outside of football, knowing that I'm a footballer and everything, but I don't act like, like how certain people that act, you see me? So that would have just kind of grow the respect that certain people have for me. So, even though in first time, I'm a bad man or nothing, but nobody wouldn't trouble me because everybody knows, say, who I am. So I never really have no problem in school and growing up. And as I said, as the years went by, I just got better at football, so that just made my respect grow on the field, to know that even though I'm growing as a footballer, I'm not changing my personality, I'm still that humble kid that came in first time that wanted to play football for his school and captain the Manning Cup team and everything. So it's really a dream come true.
Yeah. So Nicholas Paul asks, what was the under 20 training camp was like for you, and was it your first call up?
Yeah, it was my first call up. It was very good, and I'm gonna tell you, like, even though it was 1 week, I thought, I deserved to be there a little longer to show my quality even more. But it's not my decision to make. But I enjoyed it because there was a lot of quality, and in 1 week I learned a lot. That was the first big trial that I've been on. because, obviously, I want to become a professional. So that only helps me for that. So I just use it as a learning experience, because I was there with a lot of quality from all over Jamaica. So it felt good.
Former captain of JC, Duncan McKenzie. What was your relationship with him like on the pitch and
Duncan,
also off the pitch?
okay, well, Duncan was in my class in first form. Duncan was actually my first friend at JC. He was, and we knew each other before high school, but, being in the same class in first form. And how JC do it is, I don't know about other schools. They don't change classes. You just go up with the same classmates. So from first form to fifth form, Duncan has been in my class. We've been playing football. So it has always been me and him leaving for class to catch up on work. And that would just build our friendship because, as I said, we're best friends in first form and everything. So that just kind of helped us to, grow our relationship on and off the field.
Oh, and that's definitely interesting. What do you do in your free time, your spare time? What you do in your leisure time? Because it's all work and no play with Jack Adol. But what do you do?
Yeah, I'm a very simple person. I don't really go out a lot. People might think differently, but I don't really go out a lot. Even with football, I take it serious. So I try to promote myself as a professional as much. So even my Instagram, I don't know if some people realize, I try to base it around football, and I don't have my private life or anything on Instagram. So but even what you see on Instagram is not anything different in real life. It's all about football for me. But when I'm at home, as I say, when I play FIFA, I would have maybe go out with 1 and 2 friends, but it's not really anything like that. Where it's like every day or every other day,
Okay. Definitely. And that's actually that's well said. I think you articulated that well. Were you always this type of person who is well articulated? Is this from where you're coming from, your background, or this is just growing up? The school that you have been to, or well learned you are, or is it from a background thing?
Well, I would say my family, my mom, my mom works in the bank, so she has, she's always on calls, and I always hear how she talks. So I guess it's just growing up, looking at her as my role model in the house and everything. And I've always been a smart person, I think I have a lot of brain sense and everything, but I may not put it into the schoolwork, used to, but now I always knew that I was smart, but I just never really put it into the schoolwork as much as now. So, now that I'm really taking everything serious, it just makes everything better.
Okay.
But I'm not getting a lie, I've always been like, the person to get the good grades and play the sports, but I just never put my full into in the grades part as much.
Okay, understood. And it's important to have that balance with school and whatever you're doing, your leisure time and your football. It's important. And like me, well, probably me kind of, as the people that say, boy, me kind of bright, them say, like to pick know them kind of born bright, but then go on full. Yeah, probably that's the reason I'm going so full.
Yeah.
Probably that's the reason I'm going so full. But kind of grow soft. My personality kind of change. Kind of get rougher when we go in the army. That's when me kind of get a bit rougher, a bit rigid. But definitely.
And
Discipline.
to add on to that as well.
Continue.
To add on to that as well. Yeah, saying to add on that as well. Even though I've been I haven't been an outgoing person, as I said, but going to JC, there's a lot of different kind of personalities and everything. There's a mixture of the classes, and everything. So I always had friends, in the upper class. I had friends in the lower class as well. So it's just that mixture between that, and I just try to stay in my own lane as well. So that's where it is. So I have to give JC a lot of credit for that.
All right, yeah. K Sports said, which centre back do you currently watch to say that that is the centre back that I mask my game off?
Okay, well, I try my best not to pick one person because there's too much quality. I try to take something a lot of people because, obviously you have people like Sergio Ramos with his leadership. Obviously you have Van Dijk with his defensive qualities. You have people like Lisandro Martinez with his going forward and how composed he is, But if it's one defender that I can really put and say, I play similar to, I would think maybe Varane or Eder Militao. I think I'm kind of similar to those two guys as well, yeah. Or Eder Militao. Not so much Manu Varane, but Majid Varane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I trying to even build onto that as well, Because as I say, I take things from everybody. I try to, be a Varane that's a lot better than like going forward and everything. So as I say, I just take everything from a lot of them and just put it to my game.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. So what would you say would be your best attribute as a defender? What is that specific attribute? I said, like you have a striker where him having speed, you have another striker where in kicking, you have a next striker where heading. As a defender, you have some defender who can read the game well, but them can't tackle. You have some
Yeah,
defender who can tackle.
yeah.
What would you say would be your most outstanding attribute as a defender?
Well, my most outstanding attribute, there's a lot I can think of, but the one that really stands out and that has been standing out to me is the way I read the game. Because as you say, you can see when you're watching how me and Romain move, as one guy that way. So it's like the understanding that both of us have with each other and of the game is that makes it easier for us. So the way I read the game, it makes it a lot easier for me versus somebody that can't really read the game as well. So that's the thing. That's the quality that stands out to me.
Is that a natural thing that you have learned, or a coach really impart that knowledge to you to make it a bit easier for you?
Yeah, there's a lot of, and the thing is, I've had a lot of coaches that I can say, are well-known coaches, and they're big coaches, and they were also part of professional footballers as well. So, for example, to have a coach like Donald Stewart, who is a real national representative defender, mixed with also Andre Virtue, who is a captain of Jamaica College, national representative, and to also have a Davian Ferguson, who is a really good coach, with the tactics and everything. You just put all of that together, to make where I am right now.
Oh, Nicholas Paul, your favorite Varane?
Yeah, that is the next reason too. Everybody growing up, everybody say call me Varane, I'm skinny and brown and cool and everything.
The height, probably that's not cut the hair. You want to keep the look, the ball look. That's interesting. Kavan said college are playing pro.
Pro is the route that I want to take. As I said, I have my subject and everything. So if there's something I need to fall back on, I can more than do that. But the route that I'm looking to take and going to take is professional.
Oh, and the thing is that you many people kind of them have it in balance. Them wait. Them said go here, there. The fact that you plotted said this is the direction me I go. This is the route me I take. And I love the fact that you already pinpoint and you're adamant that this is the route. So that actually show your character. You show your character from early. And that's actually a good attribute to have. It means that you know what you want from early. And that is exactly what you're aspiring to do. Very
definitely.
Interesting.
I took it very serious. I took it very, very serious. And I don't just see it as, want to play football. And I look at all the negatives as well. And as I said, as I was telling you about the COVID situation, when I was looking at what I want to be. And I knew that, even though this is rough, this is what I love to do. And, this is what I want to take my future and my career path and provide for my family and everything. So this is the route that I'm definitely going to take, And I'm a confident person. I might not be cocky, but I'm confident with myself to know that I can do it. So it's just for me to keep my head straight and just train and get to where I need to be.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Really, really interesting. That's good to look at. That's actually a good way to look at it. And my question just come to mind, but it kind of just drift away. I think it has to do. Let me see if I can remember the question. Somebody asked. Somebody said, "Can we look out to see you following the likes of Duncan or Tyreek? Maybe a move sometime soon. Is that possible? Is that in the pipeline?"
Definitely not. As much all I can do is really do what I can, train, keep my head focused. Obviously the offers will come in from like agents and everything, but all I can do is just train and do what I have to do. There are things that are happening in terms of talking to agents, everything, but obviously nothing is confirmed, until it's written on paper, or the flight is booked. So until then, I can just train and do what I have to do, and then hopefully the offers will come in.
Oh, interesting. How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". That's actually the right age. Probably about one more if you grow up on that, No,
I hope about 3 more, man.
3 more?
3 more, yeah.
You ever think about getting a little bit more bulky?
Yeah, that has been something that I've been trying to work on, but hasn't really been going my way. But it's not that I give up on. It's something that I'm definitely working on now. Even now in the preseason, I've been for them all man and everything. I try to go in the gym and trying to build that part of my game. So when I'm in the season, it will be a different thing. Because I think that's not the only thing, but that's something that I can say if I get that, that is something that just boosts everything even more. So that's where it is right now.
Oh, interesting. For me, hard for me bulk up, I'm going to Tanayada and some food.
Yeah, and even after Christmas dinner, you didn't really see my bulk up, so you know.
Yeah. So at this present moment, what is it that you're saying that what you say would be one of your weakness that you're trying to work on right now?
As you heard me say left foot. That's something that I really want to master. I can make passes with it, but I try my best to be as confident with my left as I am with my right. That, and I guess perfect in diagonal switches and everything. That's the only thing that I think I need to work on, because I think my composure is on point. I think my ball control is on point. I think my defending is on point as well. So those are the things that I really trying to master as well.
Oh, okay, interesting, very, very interesting. You ever look on it and said, boy, you wonder if, or you ever be a case in which you play against some physical players, probably some strikers who are 6. You ever buck up in a striker like that? Because say Aldridge, not training. You play against Aldridge, not training. How difficult would a player like that? Would that the physique they be for you to handle?
Yeah, definitely. Because you have even not to play a match, but in the squad training, you have all players like Makwan Aldridge, Xavier Lynch, Shine Pratt, who are all physical strikers.
Yeah.
So it would just be me to use my ball knowledge and to know that that's a battle that I'm not going to win. So I just need to find a way to win that battle, So I try my best to not get too close, and just try to read his movements more than to beat him in a physical battle.
You don't really want to them two man big bro. Lynch come like a one. Lynch come like a man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man powerful, man. So man the body check. I fly. Yeah, big.
Yeah, cause I learned after experience as well. Cause the first time, obviously I know Xavier from last year. Me and him are very close friends. This year, the first training he came to, him actually pushed me down and score a wicked goal. And so ever since then, I said, no man, that has where we now going. So, and I think I've gotten better at it. That those things only build me and make me stronger. To know, even if it's not literally stronger, but mentally stronger, to know that I can't do that right there, and to
interesting. Something I love to say that. Can you imagine me catch a lot on clip? Can you imagine me catch a on clip?
Yeah, man. No, man, it's a worldly man. It's a wicked goal him score, man. And our coach there, see something like that happen, him just call off the training. So say, that it done for enough. So now me have my vengeance for him the next training. So, but yeah, I think it's a good battle, It's a good battle because as much as he's the one that he's physical and everything, and he might get the better. I mean, I'm somebody that I can get the better of you when you're pressing me as well, because I'd have them run up and down and carry the ball from me. So
just pass around him. Yeah, interesting because
and have somebody like Blake beside you as well, when them carrying the ball.
Hey, all right. So yeah, with you playing with Blake, right? We are Blake him attract players to him, right? And by the time you come close, he pass it off quite easily. Yeah. Now, with you playing with Blake, that kind of make both of them master those aspects of football and make the job way easier. And the passing option going to present itself in the midfield faster, and it's going to be more precise, because when it comes so close to him, everywhere, just once you knock it to his side, time and space are available. Now, playing against a big, strong player like Aldridge and Xavier, that is teaching the physical aspect. Now, going up against even a little player like Dylan John was skillful, very, very skillful. Yeah. How you mark out those type of players out of the game?
You have some players in my team, that are the young upcoming players of the team, like as you said, Dylan, Giovanni Taylor as well, where they're really techy, but they're not as physical, but they will feel like we take it easy on them, because they're also very confident players as well, where chat enough, so so you have to play them rough.
And Taylor beat him, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, you have to show them, say, physical ball, the battle, and that them carrying that. So you have to use your advantage, You may not be able to sometimes beat them when they're doing them skill and everything, but you can use your physicality on them and everything, and age and maturity.
Body check them. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cause me know for sure. Dylan John kind of, me know him the hype, but me you see Taylor. Yeah. You know you know want Taylor beat you.
Yeah,
if,
man.
If Taylor beat you, not done. And next year before you don't talk about it.
No man, Javon is definitely one for the future. I can tell you. If in football don't talk for you, it's how him push himself, because even off the field, he's very confident. He's very mature, even though he like to joke a lot, he's a very mature footballer. He knows.
Taylor, if you watch it, stop get trouble, yeah? Stop bad up with man, them big guy, man, all line squad, stop bad up with man, them. Me know Taylor Tad, man. Can boast, but top talent, top talent, man. But in personality, the other one time up at the, me come by and me a reason with him. And just the way I see him operate, me say, him look like a future type of captain.
Yeah, man, and to know that this guy has been with us, because normally the under 16 players that have one more year in under 16 would have come to Manning Cup and play for the first round and then go back to course. And if you're looking at somebody that just come out of Pepsi and even played no year course yet, and to be the whole team for the whole season, and that's amazing, because coach even says him have the quality to stay with us and not to go back after. So he was there with us for the whole season. So that just shows you the quality that he have.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Really interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go into the latter stage of the interview now. I'm gonna ask you a question. So these are some little rando type of question, rando, knock here.
Yeah.
First of all, let's go. Arsenal win the league, or Manchester United get relegated?
Arsenal win the league. As much as I would love to see Manchester United get relegated, I'm not gonna fight on nobody for more on my side. You're not
gonna fight on nobody?
I'm not gonna fight them if that means me not going. Me just gonna win and not care what going. Could have come second. As long as Arsenal win the league, it's some. Because every time I talk with my friends about football, that's one thing. Arsenal don't win the league. Arsenal don't win the Champions League. So that's the goal. Not to see Man U get relegated.
You want win the league.
Yeah, man, Arsenal. Mm-hmm.
Tough question. My point of view, tough question. Tough question. I want win the league, but me have this burning thing for Manchester United.
Yeah. The thing is, with Man U fans, though, they make you hate Man U even more, man.
Yeah, man. And most of my friends are Man U fans, them.
Mm-hmm.
So probably that's right. But me go Arsenal win the league. Me go Arsenal win the league as well. Me have to go with that. I have to go with that. Next one now. Messi or Ronaldo?
Growing up, I was a Ronaldo fan, but I'm much sure to know that Messi is the better footballer.
Hey, you do that?
Because, alright, so as much as I used to say I was a Ronaldo fan, I think I was more of a Madrid fan than a Ronaldo fan. And because it was Madrid, it automatically meant that it would have to be Ronaldo as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I started supporting Arsenal more than Madrid, because it was kind of both of them, but it started being Arsenal more, I started to kind of understand, say, Messi the normal. He's a different, and he's the best player ever, I have to say.
Yeah. So people me tell us that only people baller know. And funny enough, me tell people say, if it should boil down to like a fans to vote for that, Ronaldo win it every year, even when they deserve it to win it, because he's so popular. He's the most followed person. So him have the fan, he have a big fan base. But anytime the voting go on, them put it to footballers, one, analysts, two, and I think coaches. I think these are the three persons who get the vote. Three, I think, or four. It's supposed to be four party. The FAs, the journalists, analysts, and footballers, and them tend to vote for Messi. More often than that. So what that mean? If you coach him and vote for Messi, what that mean, say?
Yeah, it shows and I like it. Shows that the people know about it.
That's a dream player. That's a dream player. All right. Xavier, I tell you, this has been a really good interview, really fulfilling interview. You are a humble, well-articulated young man, very bright, as the viewers can see. And as me tell every footballer, me know, remain humble, and keep on focus on my education. Keep on focus on your dreams in which is to play football at the professional level. To every baller, you're only one injury away from ending a career. So the education factor is always important. Xavier, remain humble. You have anything to say to people who you think who are going to support you for the rest of for the rest of your career, what do you have to say to those people who are gonna support? People are gonna support them. I tell you, no matter where you go, you will get that support.
Well, obviously I have to big up my biggest supporter, and that's my mother. She has been there for me from as I started playing football. She has always been there and been that person for me. So I have to big her up before anybody else. And God as well. I have to thank God because I really, as I said, I have my relationship with him. So and I've also thanked the supporters because even though some of you guys never really know about me, even when they started seeing me, you guys were supportive. The JC students as well. They really motivate me as well. Even when I'm at school, the JC parents as well, and my coaches and my teammates as well. So I'd just like to thank you guys for everything, and even the viewers that are here today to watch the interview and support me as well. I thank you for that as well.
All right. Well said. All the best for your future endeavors, and definitely you don't know some answer support. No matter where man they me support. No matter what, definitely have to support. Me nah let's better for my job. So I have to support, and me love football. So any football there, I'm the people in the comment section. Big up on yourself. Thank you very much for passing through. Hopefully you enjoyed this interview. I definitely thought that he represented himself extremely well, and I'm in bright on me. You can't hear him talk, you can't know say bright on me. But people, the day I come when me and him play some FIFA, him saying bad on me. So what I go see? Me not go say me not good enough, me can't help myself. As me always tell people, me can't help myself. So the day I come, the day I come one time, we really can put it to test. We see how go think up. So people, thank you very much for tuning in. Everyone who took the time, I want to know 1 hour. And me think when I go about 40 minutes, actually go far beyond that. Brilliant interview. Well said, Xavier, and hopefully wish you all the best in the future. People in the comment section, please do smash the like button before you go, people. Don't just take on yourself, sir. Hit the like button before you go. And I'll see you guys again. Until next time, people. MG Sports TV. We are out. Boom.